All right, guys, I am back and we're going to do the industrial mop up with some of the scraps. I guess not scraps, but you know what I mean, like the end of stuff I didn't use. You guys seem to like that last month, or not last month, but last journal that I did, where we just kind of clean it up, make some different ephemera for like future use, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to get all my kit papers out here and like other little scraps here. I truly don't even remember what's all left because it's been, I filmed on Wednesday a bunch of the Don't Freak Out Before Christmas challenge. Filmed a bunch of that, so I haven't like done editing or anything like that yet. It's been a week. Paul is moving out this weekend. Like, he is working on getting the camper all fitted for his next adventure. Kind of going through the kitchen, seeing what else needs to be put out into the camper, you know, little things like that. So I told him, I was like, you know, it's been a week because I'm having some other family issues now too. So like, between the last few days, I'm spent. I'm sorry, you're kind of on your own to figure that portion out. So, all right, so we have a couple of things to start playing with. That's scrapbook paper. So we're just gonna create. Actually, I want that out too. All right, so I got a collective hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff, and then there's some extra paper in there that we can use in a little bit. So, oops, sorry guys, making you seasick. Okay, so I wanted to go through because I have some things I think that can be pockets. So let's just make like a couple of clusters to decorate these pockets a little bit. So yeah, anyways, it's been kind of one of those weeks. Grace had her goat shows on Thursday. Those went okay. I mean, it's her first year, so we didn't know what to expect, so to speak. And she didn't place high, but she placed, I think, like 5th in one class and like 7th in another. So, I mean, it was a very good learning experience for her. She's had a lot of fun with it. And my friend is the one who sponsored her for it. So, and when I say sponsor, I mean, like, I feel really bad, but they paid for like everything, like to get her started. They bought her goats. I mean, yeah. I wasn't really sure what to expect when they, oh, and the cats have decided that they're going to open the door. I closed it because it was getting kind of loud out front, but, let's see. Yeah, so they have spoiled her rotten all year. So yeah, today, after I film a couple of videos, I've got to run into the store because I'm putting together a basket for them. So yeah, we're just gonna play. I think that's pretty much all the life updates I got. I mean, obviously this week has been tough, right? Moving on and moving forward is never easy. So, but I think in the long run, it'll all be how it's supposed to be, right? There's no sense in worrying about tomorrow when you don't even know what today is going to be. Which is a lesson I'm learning every day, is to have patience. Patience with myself, patience with the situation. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, things just, I think it's time, right? all good things must come to an end, right? And I think the further time moves on, I'll be able to kind of talk about what's happened. I'm still, I've kind of kept quiet about that kind of thing because it does affect a lot of people and a lot of things. So it's better for me to just kind of stay on the down low for a little while. So and I think there comes a point where you have to decide what's worth it and what's not, you know, kind of like that. And should we see if we can find something to kind of line that one? Maybe some of this right here. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Yeah, I think there's battles that we try to fight and they just really aren't worth fighting, right? Not because you don't want to, but just because it's pointless. I think, I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but I can definitely say that I have expended a ton of energy on things and people and stuff that just weren't worth it in the end. And I don't mean the people wasn't worth it, but the fight wasn't worth it in the end, right? So yeah, you will probably be hearing about some changes that I'm making. I think I mentioned it a little bit during one of the videos you probably haven't seen yet. I like that. That turned out pretty cute, I think. Yeah, that's a good one. Though we didn't use any kit paper, but yeah, we're just pulling stuff out of the stack, right? Okay, so let's, since I kind of like the way those clusters went, let's maybe try to do a little bit more of clusters on here. And I think a lot of you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Sympathize isn't the word I'm looking for. Relate was the word. How sometimes things just aren't worth the pain of it all, right? But at some point you just kind of have to let it all go. Let it all burn down, I guess, it's kind of the motto that I've been going with lately. It's just got to burn all down. I think that's the only way for me that I'm going to end up healing is just to like burn it all down and just kind of, I don't know if start over is the word I'm looking for either, but I mean, yeah, because there's obviously things I want to take with me to my future, but you guys seem to like it when I share personal details. I've heard several times that it helps you guys relate. So yeah, I think, I'm not gonna lie, it's been extremely painful for a year. I'm gonna go close that door really quick. I'll be right back, guys. So what I was saying is, I think, it's been exactly a year today when the first discoveries were made. Well, technically last night was, because I found out about all of it. Well, I shouldn't even say all of it. I just found out I started the journey of discovering what had been going on for well over 2 years. So yeah, so I don't know. I will say though that I don't want this to sound like weird bravado, but I am really proud about the way that I've handled most of it. Because at the end of the day, I didn't lose my integrity. I didn't lose myself in the pain. I think at this point we're parting as friends, painful friends. Oh, I like those. All right, I do like playing and having fun with these things. The mop-ups are almost as fun as making the journals, at least for me. And I'm loving that I'm getting more and more stash. I mean, I keep thinking, am I really going to be able to use these ephemera pieces anywhere else? And I probably will, because I love steampunk stuff. And I love the industrial look. It's one of my favorites. And so I'm definitely going to probably make a future journal. So these will just help along with it. And if I discover that I don't really use them, then I'll just put them in the shop and you guys could all enjoy them. I think for tomorrow's video, I'm going to do some of those new pockets that I've seen on Rachel's new challenge this week. Those are pretty cool. I don't know if you guys watched like Gail do them the other day, but they're pretty cool. I'm gonna do a couple of those. I dug around a little bit without trying to tear apart the room too much more. I dug around and found some old papers and stuff that Tuesday sent, and then I gotta look for some vellum because all I have out right now is like regular vellum. But I think I'm gonna make some of those. Okay. Do we want a little bit of this lace again? Give her a little something. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, so anyways, you're just gonna craft with me today. And yeah, we'll just make it a fun day instead of just a dreadful, weird day. I think I'm gonna record as many videos as I can. So you may get quite a few of the mop-ups off of this one, I'm not sure. I didn't even look at the time when I paused or when I started filming, so who knows at this point how long it's really been going. So actually thinking maybe a word might look good on these too, but I have those ones, the vertical words. We could totally see if those will look good on those. And I'll probably have to pause the video again because I don't actually think they're right here. All right, again, I'll be right back because I'm not sure where I put those. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, they were right in front of my face. These are the words I was thinking of. And I do think that I'm going to use dream because, right, industrial was about dreams coming true. You know, people were able to start working in really cool, fields, right? It opened up a bunch of stuff. So blessing and a curse, in my opinion, of the industrial age. Oh, I guess work. I haven't talked about work yet. So I know I keep saying I'm just about done with that project, but really I am. I have one more account to organize, and it's taking a little bit because I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with I've kind of said what we do, but so basically we make plastic hose fittings and they go in medical equipment. But there's a lot that goes into it. So like, they're like injection molding, and I don't have permission yet. I haven't been able to talk to the owner just to see if I could throw up some pictures. When making a mold, they're like metal molds, and it's called injection molding, right? So I hope it's all right that I'm just kind of gonna craft and talk, I guess, and not explain a whole lot of what I'm doing, because I think it's kind of self-explanatory. But anyways, what I was saying is that so you can prototype all you want, but prototyping and it coming to fruition are two different things. So there's a lot that goes into, I'm trying to think about, if you guys have seen like sprinkler parts, right? There's like those adapters that have like the screws on one end and then a barb at the top. I say sister or parent company of the company I work for has done that for years. So they make sprinkler parts and like things like that. But within that particular mold, there's like 9 pieces that put this mold together, right? And then there's a thing called flashing where you don't want, if you guys have ever bought anything and it's still got like little plastic flashing on it, that's part of the mold. So it didn't seal up when it was being injected. So there's a lot of what they call retooling when it comes to plastic fittings. So with that, also is like, flow through the part, for example, this would be something that would be molded, not in our plant, but this was molded, right? So like, you guys are probably going to get bored and frustrated with this, but anyways, so like, on the cap, you have, it's for it to all be one part. This is probably a 15-piece mold. Well, maybe not, maybe more like at least probably 9, because that part, like each decreasing piece has another, it's like sliding mold piece, right? So it's like a puzzle piece. Well, within that, to make sure this is smooth, but then this, like, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but those of you that have Fabri-Tac know that that little ridge right there for your cap, that's also an additional piece to the mold, right? So then it makes it to where that can fit in, right? Same with this little guy, this little piece here, is that there's ridges on the inside. So it takes probably, to make one mold come to fruition, it probably takes 3 or 4 retoolings at least. Oh, and then, so then they have to, they have what they call quality control people who have to look down into those spouts and make sure there's no hang up, right? So unfortunately, there is quite a bit of waste in the plastic factories because, if the mold's not running right, or the injection mold is like not putting enough plastic, like melted plastic in there to mold it at once, or like the temperature is just off on the plastic, then it creates a bunch of problems, right? So yeah, it's interesting to say the least on how it all comes together. And so you could run, 10 trials and not get it right. So basically my part is like some of the original molds were made like in 2019. And then but then it like got shelved because something wasn't quite right for it. So back in like 2020, they pulled it back out because they needed the parts, right? They needed to do more research and development on it. So then there's obviously more retooling. So I have to match the general ledger, but also have a complete asset price, right? So it's been a little difficult making my bottom dollars match out to what's on record. And yeah, it's just, so the machines themselves, like those categories, because they're obviously for tax purposes, you know, one's depending on the price, some of them are like depreciating, some of the tooling doesn't get depreciated, gets written off. You know, it's just all shades of got to keep track, right? And so nobody had been doing that for like the last 7 years. So that's right, 16, yeah, and we're in 21. So yeah, so I mean, it's just all different shades of gotta figure it out, and it's taking me longer than I thought it would. But I will say I've gotten to know the moldings on a pretty intimate detail, which, you know, I think in the long run will end up helping my knowledge base with it. So that's, I mean, I don't begrudge that at all. Like, learning's pretty important, I think. Because I think eventually I might go onto the sales team, like the traveling sales, not like over the phone sales. And do like trade shows and stuff. So there'll be quite a bit of travel with it. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. And not on the same note, but on a different related note, I'm going to be a little choky up again for a while because there's fires everywhere. Like, the smoke is crazy out here. Like right now I'm looking out the window and it's completely gray again. I don't think that there's any fires burning near me per se, but yeah, it's gross looking. It's definitely dirty fires burning right now. It's not even like you can tell the difference between dirty fire and clean fire. In my opinion, you can. And this one's definitely dirty. Whatever's burning now in those forest fires here is definitely dirty. Old wood, something, dwellings. I'm not sure. I'll have to pop on the news. I haven't even had the TV on in weeks, which I'm behind on Big Brother. So I'm hoping at some point this weekend I can get caught up on Big Brother, or sometime this week, I guess. So yeah, hope you didn't mind that little intro to what I do. I mean, like I said, I don't mold the parts, but I definitely, I mean, I really have had fun. I love her. I've had fun learning the whole process again. And then in addition, because I think I've told you before, we make tubing. Oh, and that's where I was going with all this. We also make tubing, and this particular machines and that particular tubing that we make, there's only 3 other companies in the world, not the US, but the world, that make this specific tubing. And so that's very interesting too. So that brings me to my next thing, is that they make all different colored tubing, right? It's just adding the colorant to the stuff. And so they have to run X amount of you know, till they know that because it's pretty fascinating to watch these machines be adjusted. So like, it's so intricate. Like, I don't even have any of it here. At some point, I have a bunch of the tubing now because I got green, because at Christmas I'm making wreaths. And then I think I'm gonna get those little wood slabs, and I think I'm gonna put everybody's last name on it and make like a wreath for their door. But anyways, it's green tubing and it's corrugated. And so yeah, it looks super cool. And I kind of like that tag the way it was. I was going to add a word, but I think I like that just the way it is. I'll slide in right here, and you'll see her peeping out over the top. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's kind of spooky but cute. Okay, so let's make another card for this one here. So, I try not to make them too much longer than this because they get bound up in the page. And I end up having to cut it down and yeah. Anyways, so yeah, it's kind of fascinating like how much actually goes into it. But then once they get it all figured out, it's the coolest thing ever because it just, these machines pump out the smaller parts. I want to say probably 30 to 40 of those pieces. Well, probably more than that. I'd have to get exact, but I mean, I would dare say they probably get 200 parts a minute, or no, 200 parts an hour. So, and then once the machine is running well, you know, then they have to count. Like it's kind of a weird process, like with their, I'm going to call it QC, but when I say that, I mean quality control. When, if the part's running really good and there's like, for every 100 pieces, there's no mistakes, then they just QC at 100. So they'll QC 3 parts every 100. And of course, when you're packing them and stuff, you see, I mean, you can see the parts you're packaging. So, but to give a detailed QC, you only have to do 3 per 100. But if the part isn't running overly well, like it might be producing, you know, 78 good parts and the rest of them are junk, then you literally have to look at every part. And sometimes like the grease that is on the molds, sometimes the injection will catch some of that. And so you have to like clean the part before it can be packaged. And then since we're like an FDA facility and ISO approved, which are all like medically type stuff, then it has to all be done in a clean room, which means you gown up in Tyvek outfits. And yeah, it's pretty fascinating. And you probably are going to be bored as heck hearing about all of it. But like I said, I'm really glad that I've gotten to know the processes again. I've had a lot of fun getting, and my coworkers, there's not a bad one in the bunch. They're all really fun and fun to talk to, fun to get to know. And most importantly right now, they just love to laugh, which I love. I'm loving that. Like that, oh my goodness, that has done my heart wonders, just being around people who aren't so serious all the time. And don't actually think I'm going to use that, but that looks kind of funky cut out like that, huh? I think I liked it better in the frame. Not gonna lie. I think it might be his shoulder is throwing me off a little bit. No, that didn't help any either. He just looked like a big old floating head now, huh? Well, I mean, it is industrial. Well, in for penny, in for pound. Let's just kind of glue some of this down and just go with it. We are just going with it today. Oh. Anyways, yeah. So and then Grace has got a bunch of fair stuff to do today. Her quilt ended up getting champion, and I didn't take pictures before, but when we get it home next week, I'll show you. It turned out really pretty. She did a beautiful job on it. And I mean, she could go to stay with it, but I don't think that she wants it to go out of her hands because, as we all know, cactus is like a good, like everybody's crazy about cactus right now, right? And unfortunately, I know it happens a lot everywhere, but projects go missing from our state fair all the time. Somebody sees it, likes it, oops, it got lost in the truck, you know, or it got lost at fair or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So anywho'sin, so I don't think that we're going to end up with that, but I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe she'll be brave and send it off. I mean, I sure wouldn't. And you know, I think I kind of just like that floating head the way it is. It's bizarre, and I'm all about bizarre these days, right? You know, what would have been funny is if I had put wings on him. Okay, going a little morbid here. Okay, where did my pocket go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So yeah, he'll slip right in there. Okay, all right, so that set is done. Let's see what we got for these two. Okay, cut these down. How wide is this pocket? 4.5. So we'll do a 4-inch tag. And let's do 6 inches. So 4 by 6. Yeah, that should be all right. And then let's just cut this one down and we'll use it for the other pocket. We'll do this one at 6 too. So I think I'll probably make this one a gear one too. I'm trying to think if anything else funny or exciting happened during the week. I don't think that it has. Like I said before, it's just been kind of an emotional week. Because I asked him 2.5 weeks ago to, like, I'm willing to take less if you go. If you just go. And so he said, okay. So, yeah, it got to the point where I don't think anybody's healing. I mean, I know I'm not. Okay, like those. I'm not healing the way I need to be healing. And I don't think the kids are either. So at this point I have to do more of what's right for them and less what's right for him, if that makes sense. I mean, it breaks my heart to have to do that, but I think it's time, you know. It is time. Oh, I just sounded like Simba. Or Simba's dad, Mufasa, when he's in the sky. Remember who you are. Simba, it is time. I should totally watch that movie. Oh, see? Great ideas. They always come, don't they? And I still do have a little TV back here. So I should go dig that out. By golly, I think I might. I think we'll end up just doing like 2 videos of mop up with this one. Oh, that's a whole other Oprah that happened this weekend, or this week. So he had ended up taking 2 weeks off because of fair, because I always need help like set up the rabbit barn and stuff, but it ended up not being, and then, you know, things went way south, and he requested this time back in like January. So then He changed Bo's brakes, and then he was changing his oil, and he has a diesel pickup, so, and then it has like 2 different oil filters or fuel filters, and the one in the back got seized on, and oh my goodness, Paul and Bo worked on it for a couple of hours together. I helped him work on it for several hours, and see, that was Wednesday, and then Thursday was Gracie's show days. And then, so we went and watched that, and then we went to part stores, and we finally ended up having to take the entire unit out of the truck, like the housing and everything that goes with it. We finally took it out of the truck, took it out over to the vice grip, and we were working and working and working, and I was like, okay, we got to do something different. So we ended up putting it in like sideways, and I went that way and he went that way, and we finally got it off. And I'm pounding with the little chisel. Yeah, I have no idea how we didn't actually break that other piece, but we didn't, by the stroke of luck. Okay, I kind of like just like that. So I inked the back. So this one will go with this. Oh, I like it. I'm liking it. Woohoo. Okay, so there's another set done. All right, open. I need a secondary tag to go in there, which I think is going to be a card. Let's go make this one tag shape. Yeah, so anyhow, I mean, that was eventful. Oh, all right. And I think the next one's going to be just a super simple little journaling card. Something kind of small in there. Like pretty much like this. I think that, I don't know, might be too short. Right. Oh, all of a sudden I just got like really hungry too. Hope my tummy doesn't betray me and growl on camera. That actually did happen in one of the videos that are coming in the challenge. Just so you know. I think I covered it pretty well, but yeah, there'll be a large tummy growl because I'm kind of, unfortunately, back to the not eating much this week, which I know is only temporary. I do like food, so, you know, I can't keep this girl away from the feed bowl for too long. I just really don't know what to do with that one. Oh, and there's the motorcycles. Well, they kind of look similar, huh? Only this time, how about I not make him look like a floating head. How about we use more straight lines? Oh, I can't wait to hear you guys' reaction over that one. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny. Where did my ruler go? Yeah, unfortunately, the last few years, it's just, we have like 2 seasons, winter and fire season. Like, my throat today is all dry and kind of weird and raspy and ugh. Okay, maybe I don't use that. See, I've got some of this. Wonder what that would look like. All right, let's ink. I think I'm just going to glue this one down, and then we'll get to doing the other things. I guess I just almost said something kind of mean-spirited because I'm feeling kind of guilty about not helping him clean up the camper and everything before he leaves. Oh, I probably should just like go take a nap. I mean, kind of what I was going to say is just like, you know, for all the years that I've done everything in the house and not had any help, I kind of just feel like he needs to figure it out. I know, mean, right? I think as wives and mothers, we get locked into that. We need to help everybody. And we help to our detriment and their detriment, and nobody grows or matures. That's kind of what I've felt for a lot of years, is that the maturity is definitely lacking. And I think this is all coming like in the nick of time, because I haven't really been angry yet. Like, I've been sad and hurt, but I've not actually like allowed myself to be angry about the whole thing. And I think it's coming. You know, you can almost sense the storms. And I'm hoping that I've gained enough wisdom and time and space that it won't be too bad. But I mean, I know it's coming, and it's got to come, right? Because it's all part of the healing process. Well, and I keep getting asked, not here, but just in life in general, you know, if there's any way that it can be saved. And I was just like, you know, I think as much as I'm going to miss my married life, I'm not going to miss a lot of the other things that come with it. Like, and I have, at this point, have zero intentions of ever really dating again. Not because I couldn't, just because I don't have any desire. And that might change, but yeah, I need to go eat. Your girl is getting a little shaky. Oh, I like this little tag. It's turning out very cute. Oh, well, and I was going to say, I think things always, like, reached the point of no return. And that was definitely February. Things reached a point of no return. As sad as that is, like it did. All right. Yes, I like those. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for joining me with this mop up. And then when we come back, we will finish up a bunch of these over here. All right, guys, hope your Saturday is going well. Talk to you soon. Bye.